What's up, y'all? It's Donnie Duright, and this is the next episode of Too Much for Brunch. What's up, y'all? I'm big. What's really illy, y'all? What's up? You know I'm hype. It's been 2 years. What's good? Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down because I am hype. Okay? No, stop, no. Because, like, what's really going on, y'all? It's been mad long. I missed you guys so much, you know? But first things first, like we always do when we start Too Much for Brunch, pick up your glass. You know, hold on, because I'm getting overwhelmed. Pick up your glass. Tap your glass. We're back in business. Because you're going to always get it. A new color. A new weave. A new bag. What's up? What's up? What? MC Deborah. I love her. I've been watching videos of her on the little, like, vines and stuff. Because y'all be sending me vines and clips and stuff for everybody. Like, Donnie, where you been? Where you been? You know, I put my little hat. Ow! What's up? What's up? Like, stop. No. Don't get me too hyped. Because I get too hyped and then I can't even finish my video. Take a sip of your drinks, Miss Thing. Alright, I gotta have to find a table. So let me tell you what originally happened with this video. This video was recorded 4 times. Now that I know that this one is going to work, I am hyped. The first time it got corrupted, and I don't know what's going on with my computer software, but who cares? I'm tired of giving y'all excuses about why I'm not coming back, where I've been. No, here's the nitty gritty. This is what we're talking about on today's episode of Too Much for Brunch. And let me slow down because, like, y'all have no idea how hype I am. It took me, let me just say, it took me almost 2 years to come back to you guys for a number of reasons. One of them being, life just was not funny to me. Nothing about life was funny. I wasn't going through anything that I thought was humorous. I didn't think nothing that I wanted to talk to you guys was hilarious. It took me almost 7 months after what I'm going to tell you happened for me to even start to look at myself in the mirror. Like, I was disgusted with, like, what was going on. Ugh. So, many of you guys have been sending me questions. In the last year and a half, you guys have been sending me tweets and Instagram questions. And recently when I posted that I was coming back to you guys to talk and have Too Much for Brunch, you guys sent over some questions to Donnie Duright at gmail.com. So that's DONNIE_DRUIGHT@gmail.com. Send any questions that you have. If you have advice questions or you want me to talk about or answer some of your advice questions that you send me, I'll be answering those as well. So let's get to talking. Let me take a sip because this is wet your palate and you're going to have to follow the story because I'm just going to talk. In the spirit of transparency, because you guys have loved the fact that I've been very transparent and honest with you guys, and I appreciate that I can have that relationship with you. It's kind of the reason why we started this whole series of Too Much for Brunch. This show is supposed to be about that moment that you have with your friends when the people you don't really know leave the brunch table. Because you know, like, you have, like, oh, everybody come to brunch and they bring friends that you don't know. Like, I ain't about to talk my business about what's really going on in my life in front of people I don't know. It's like when they leave the table, it's just you and your cookie crunch, and y'all sipping the last couple bottles of mimosas or the last couple of mimosas, and y'all really get to talk. That's why we have this show. That's why I started this show. To, 1, get comfortable with myself, and 2, share moments with people who obviously are invested in me, and I'm clearly invested in you. So let me get to talking. I was advised that I shouldn't get too personal with you guys anymore, but that is bullshit to me. So, one of the main questions that I've been receiving is, where have you been? And I'm going to be very honest with you guys and tell you that my life was looking crazy, okay? I was like crazy, okay? You guys may not have known, my new subscribers, my old subscribers, you guys may not have known, but I was in a very public relationship with someone that I was deeply in love with. And it seemed to be a very comfortable and amazing situation. And I didn't share with you guys when it was going on, but I ended up moving to another state to be with my partner. And in moving to the other state, after a year of us dating, we moved in together. And then a year after, we ended up breaking up because we couldn't really agree on what monogamy meant. Okay, so being real honest, you know, it came to a point where I was like receiving pictures of my partner's penis in my email. I had called one of my friends and I was like calling about something random, and they were like, oh, Donnie, I wish I would have told you. I should have told you a while. And I'm like, bitch, I'm calling you to ask you about how you season your tilapia when you're trying to make it Hawaiian style. Like, why is you telling me? You know, it got to that point where I didn't know what was going on in my life. I didn't know what was going on in my household. I didn't know what was happening. And ultimately, I moved back to New York. And in doing so, when I moved back to New York, again, no one knew that this was going on because I'm very private and introverted when it comes to certain things about my life. So when I moved back to New York, I was homeless, and I was living in a homeless shelter for a couple months. Shout outs to my friend who helped me find a job shortly after I moved back. Like maybe a week after I moved back, I got a great position. So I was living in a homeless shelter and trying to utilize them to help me find a place. And I didn't want to tell my mother. I didn't want to tell my friends. Only one friend knew because I would go to her house to shower. And I would go back to the homeless shelter at night and tie my shoes tight and leave all my valuables at her place, my cell phone, everything, and then go in the morning to pick it up and then go to work. So it was a very troubling time for me. And around the same time was when the second most important question happened that everybody's been asking. What happened with No Shade? So when I was filming No Shade, I was also living in DC. I was working in New York, working in DC, working on No Shade. It was a very crazy time. And when I got back to New York and I was homeless, I just couldn't imagine continuing to go to these premieres, and I'm in all these different things and celebrities, and I'm homeless. It just didn't make sense to me. It wasn't calculated. And while we were shooting No Shade, there were a lot of things going on behind the set that no one really needs to know. We've all experienced it, the cast and I. So I don't really have to tell you guys about it because it's not really important. But there were things happening that just didn't sit well with me and my spirit. So I had to exit from the show. So no, I will not be returning to season 2 if they continue with the show. Another question that you ask is, am I still cool with anybody on the show? Tamara and I still text from time to time, and we've had lunch, and I love her. We're gonna hang out soon, I'm sure. David no longer lives in New York, from what I understand, and he and I have no bad blood. If I seen him tomorrow, it would all be love. Terry Toro was once somebody very, very close to me, and I still have so much love for him. It's just unfortunate that our friendship is no longer the same. So again, if I seen him, it would be love and hugs, and I still love him. We just aren't the same kind of friends anymore. And as for the director, Sean, which is Terry's boyfriend, he and I really don't have any kind of relationship at all. If I seen him again, I'm not that guy to be very rude or disrespectful. So it will be love there too. So with that being said, where was I, girl? Because I don't even know. I just told you this is the other video was like calculated. I had a little like everything, bitch. I'm just going off top. So take your sip, yes. Okay, so homeless, moved back to New York, found a job, going through No Shade. No Shade, I love that show. And most recently, we were just nominated by Essence to be like top 11, one of the top 11 web series to watch online. So that's awesome and amazing, and super appreciated Essence. And I still have like, yo, I love what we did on that show. I wrote almost every single episode, well, wrote with my co-cast members, the people I was on the show with. We wrote the show as well as Sean. So like having all these nominations, seeing them in magazines, hearing that Essence thinks it's the one of the number one shows to watch online, that's a blessing and amazing to me. I was like, I didn't want to be associated with that show anymore. That's dumb. I worked my ass off on that show, and that show is a part of my brand. So it is what it is, and it just so happens that we're just no longer working together. But it was around the time that I was homeless. I was trying to get my job together, just getting there. I was on probation. I didn't know what to do. So I had called my mother one day. It was like maybe 2 months of me being home and living in a homeless shelter. And I called my mother and I was like, hey, Mom, how you doing? Just trying to chat with her because she knows. It's one of those things with your mother. Mothers know everything, okay? So it's like when I don't call my mother knows something's up. And when I call her, she can just hear it in my voice. Like, it's just like... So I called her and I was like, hey Mom, what's up? She was like, what's going on with you, baby? Something in my spirit. And it's always in their spirit. It's something in their spirit. Something in my spirit is not right. Something is not right with my son. I need to know what's happening with you. That was it. I mean, water works, Miss Thing. I mean, I was booger nose snot crying for the gods. Like, okay, so I told her what was going on, and she was like, bring home right now. My father, let me know where it's at. We're gonna ride out. If I need to smash his face in, it wasn't even that serious. It was like, it was serious, but it wasn't, we didn't need to ride out to DC and kill up nobody. I just needed a place to rest my head that was comfortable and familiar. And shortly after moving back in with my parents, I saved up enough money to move into my chateau, honey. Look at the gray walls, pictures, decor, curtains, everything. Come through. What happened? Wait. Stop. Y'all give me hype. Stop, because like this shit was a long time coming. Okay, like can I tell you, bitch? Like tight socks, jeans and my socks, so that way no roaches crawl up my leg. Like what? Chateau, honey. Kitchen cutout, dishes. What? No. Yo. So yes, I moved into my place and it's been amazing since. I built my fireplace and I'm working on some more projects in my home. That's kind of what I do to keep myself occupied and how I filter through like emotions. I'm very creative, so if I'm not filming, singing, dancing, acting, I'm working on some coloring book or building something awesome and doing something decor or whatever. That's just what I do. I like to make pillows and shit. So that's what I was doing. I've since moving home here, I've been decorating my apartment, getting my life together, and then I found another job that I absolutely love, and which is why I can't really be filmed drinking cocktails of sorts of things. So this is actually a berry drink. It's like one of those little cheap $2 little drinks that you buy at the supermarkets. So you guys every week need to be getting trashed on the show, but I personally will not be seen. I might put it in a coffee mug or one of those little sulfur coffee containers, you know, those little silver things, so that way people don't know my tea. But what's been going on with y'all? That's what's been going on with me though. So I feel like there's so many other things that you guys wanted to know. But again, like I said, it's been almost 2 years. It's like, why continue to talk about that? Like, is it even really important where I've been? The fact is that I'm back. And I'm black. And I'm back and I'm black. So, that's what's going on with me in terms of the videos. That's another question that you guys have asked. You said, what happened to all your videos? So, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for the people of Blunt and Muse Productions, I don't know who did it, but they still had access to my account when we stopped working together, and we couldn't agree to who owned my work. The things that I created, like Goons vs. Gays and Carrie Ann and all those things. So anything that was filmed by Blunt and Muse was hacked and deleted off my account. So those videos are no longer on the channel. I don't have access to those videos anymore. So, I mean, I know they were funny, but I pray that in the next couple months that I can continue to build this team that I'm working with to do new parodies, do new videos, and come back to you guys each and every week, or at least a couple times a month, with new material to keep you guys laughing and keeping you guys, you know, giggling and having a good time. Like, that's what this is about, yo. Like, we trying to have a good time. Like, oh, I wanted to show you guys somebody. So since moving here, my parents got me a cat. His name is Senor Poopy. Say hello, Senor. You don't want to say hello? He was a baby when I got him. He was like a couple months when they picked him for me. You say hello? Say hello to the peoples. Say hello to the Durights. Say what up. Say what up to the Durights. Like, what's up? Like, what's up? You don't want to play? Oh, but you want to play later, though. So that's my baby. And he is amazing. He licks me on my nose to wake me up in the morning, which is annoying because his fucking tongue is like sandpaper. But I love him and he keeps me company and I love my baby. So yeah, that's what happened with my videos. They got deleted off my YouTube channel. But everything happens for a reason. That was a part of an era that's no longer part of my brand anymore. Carrie Ann will be back though. Not really too much sure about what's my baby name? I can't even remember her name, child. I'm not really sure about those other characters, but I love Carrie Ann, so she will be back. Again, I'm building my brand, and if you guys are still interested in working with me in terms of like filming and things like that, send over videos. There's a lot of talent that I've been noticing out. A lot of y'all still in my little thing, though. Let's call a spade, Miss Thing. Like, I see you. I'm not blind. I'm not blind. I am not blind. So I see you, but, you know, creativity is creativity, and if you got it, you got it. So we'd love to work with some people, and let's see what happens. Like, let's make this magic happen. So I was going to do relationship advice this episode, but I feel like, you know what, this episode will just be, you know what, actually, and this is pretty unorthodox of me because y'all know I don't be getting away from the camera, but how many minutes we got? 15 minutes? I can give y'all 5 minutes of some relationship advice. Let me get my phone. Hold on. Okay, So we is back from that very short, brief segment. And let's talk about some relationship advice. Let me pull some Zim up, you know? Take your sip, y'all. Tap your glaze. Okay, so I'm not going to give you who wrote it, of course, because that's not what I do. But we are going to read it. Hi, Donnie. I've been dating this guy for about 5 months, and he's great and all. He treats me right, but I can't see a future with him. Because we're on two different levels. I'm in New York. What? Child, let me start from the beginning because the girl is messing it up. Hi, Donnie. I've been dating this guy for about 5 months, and he's great and all. He treats me right, but I can't see a future with him. I'm in a new city pursuing my master's degree, but he works at a retail store. It says he wants to go back to school and get a better job, but it doesn't show any effort, and he only has a high school diploma. We are both independent and live on our own. Sometimes money is tight, but I help him with a few bills. But I don't want to be the one who takes care of him in the long run. What should I do? Thanks. Okay, so you guys know, like I said, send me your emails about your relationship advice, and I'm going to be very honest with you. But what the hell do I know? Because the bitch is single and always gets cheated on. That's just the real tea, but that does not mean that I can't tell you a couple things, you know? So, with that being said, from the very beginning of your email, you said that, you know, you guys have been dating for 5 months. 5 months is really a short amount of time to kind of make an assessment if you can see somebody long term, in my opinion. I think after 5 months, you kind of know if you like someone, and within the next couple months, you might say, oh, is this really what I want to do? I should have asked you how old you were. Because if you're like 21, 22, and you're really trying to think about who you're settling down with, girl, you getting your master's. Settle down with that master's, Miss Thing. Settle down with what's going to happen after you get your master's. 5 months, enjoy him while you can. It's not like he's completely a deadbeat. He does have a job. He does live on his own, and he does pay his bill. As a relationship, you guys are helping each other, and that's why money is tight. You're in school, he's working retail. You guys are both trying to help each other. But in 5 months, I don't know if really thinking about if this is what you should be doing for the rest of your life is what you should be considering within 5 months. That, to me, is a little crazy. But one thing you did say in the email that kind of threw me, that I would be really figuring out if this is really what you should be doing, is like, we're on 2 different levels. But what level is that? You know, it's nice that you're in your master's program, but there's a ton of people who have master's degrees who don't have jobs. You might end up going to school and get a whole master's degree, and he might end up taking care of you in the long run. So don't let that change how you look at him because he doesn't have a high school diploma. There's a ton of people. There's people in New York City who work for the city with no high school diplomas and make more money than a lot of people with master's degrees. So I don't want you to get hung up in the idea because you got a master's or you in your master's program that somebody is beneath you. Now, if you told me things like, oh, he's not ambitious, he doesn't want to travel, he doesn't want to do certain things, he wants to live in a bubble, he doesn't want to try anything new, then I would be like, you know what, maybe you guys are on different levels. And let me be realistic, yes, you guys are on 2 different playing fields right now in terms of education. You're pursuing a higher education, and he's considering going back to get his GED or whatever your city equivalents to. I think it's called the task now, TASC or whatever. I don't know. He's going back to school or considering going back to school. Why don't you motivate him to continue to do that? Because in the long run, he may not need you to take care of him. You guys might just be making hundreds of thousands of dollars at some point, taking trips, having children, and living happily ever after. Those are things that I would be thinking about instead of thinking if you guys are on different levels and if you don't want to take care of him for the rest of your life. Think more positive about it. Like, you guys might actually be a really good fit. Does he treat you well? You said he does. Does he shower you with gifts? I'm sure he does buy you things. Does he cook for you? Is he sweet? Do your parents like him? Will your parents like him? Can you see children with him? If you can't really see children with him because it's a little too early, that's okay. The real things that I would be asking myself is, does he treat me right? Will my parents like him? Do we have a good time? It's only been 5 months. Are y'all even farting around each other yet? Do you use the bathroom around him and you thinking about if you're gonna marry him or not? Girl, bust a hot one under them sheets first and see if he don't talk shit and laugh and joke and cuddle with you afterwards. Bust a hot one on his thigh and then ask yourself, is that your husband? If he, no, he ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole bunch of other things to be thinking about other than because you in your master's program and he doesn't have a high school diploma, if y'all are matched for each other. That's not fair. And now I'm asking, I want to ask him, do he really want to be with you? Because you seem kind of judgmental, Miss Thing. Maybe he is super confident because he's with someone who does have all these accomplishments, but he's still able to hold his own. Is he really cute? Do he got a slang? Do he slang it down? Those are some questions. Do he put it down? Does he put it down? Okay. Good. Anyway, this has been an episode of Too Much for Brunch. I know you're like, Donnie, shit. You usually give us a half hour. How many more minutes we got? Damn, I still got 10 minutes with y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, what should I talk about with y'all? Like, so anyway, another question was, some boy was he proposed to me on Instagram. And although I think you guys are awesome and want to marry me, that sounds so crazy, right? I ain't ready to get nobody's marriage yet, y'all. I am dating. I'm having a good time with that. But I'm back. I'm very happy to be at a place where, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, like, when it all happened and I found out, you know, fidelity was going to be a major issue in my relationship and life was just like bleak and I was living in the shelter and all that shit was going on, I literally couldn't look in the mirror. Like, it was very Jewish in here. Like, you know how when people die, Jewish people die, I think it's Jewish people, they put like, it's a particular type of Jewish person, I believe. They hang like sheets on mirrors and stuff. Girl, I couldn't even look in a mirror. I didn't want to look at myself. I got dressed, went to work. I went to my friend's house, changed my clothes, went to work, went back to the house, changed my clothes, and went to the show. That's what it was. And it took me a while to kind of like really get into me again. Like, laugh, joke, hang out with my friends. I stopped talking to my friends. Like, I just didn't want to be, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed because I was feeling like people that I thought loved me or people that I know loved me were judging me, and that wasn't the case. I just was so afraid to admit that what was going on in my life was happening because it was too real. It was way too real, and it's very easy to live in this idea of like this falseness of like this internet thing. It's very interesting to see when I'm walking down the street and people like my double Durights or one girl I met Christina, and another woman that I met in Burlington Coal Factory, and all these people walking up to me and asking me for pictures and hugging me and telling me I'm so fabulous and amazing, and I didn't believe that shit. Like, I was like, I'm really so fabulous and amazing, but every time I turn around, somebody's doing something to hurt me. I had a very victim mindset, and I realized that it wasn't even like that. Like, things were happening because I was supposed to utilize those things to grow. And in my mind, I'm not completely where I want to be. There's a ton of things that I need to work on. But where I am, I feel good. I feel good now. Like, I'm writing jokes again. I'm writing a script for a show that I want to help produce. Like, I'm back to feeling like Duright, Donnie. My skin is beat. My skin is fabulous. You know, like, I feel good. I feel like I could look at myself in the mirror and be like, bitch, you is fabulous. Look at those teeth. They talk about them, but they love them. Come on, Gab. Come on. Like, what? What's up? But, in all jokes aside, in all seriousness, I do want to send you guys a special, very, very special thank you. It was people like Earl Clark and Jermaine Frazier and my double Durights and Christina and Fluffy Duright. And, oh gosh, I'm forgetting something, Brooklyn Queen and Aquarius, Sassy Aquarius, and all of my Durights who constantly checked in on me, constantly let me know I was loved and I was special. I needed to hear that because I wasn't feeling that I was. And although I needed to feel it for myself and realize it for myself, hearing you guys cheer me on and encore for performance, like encore, encore, that made me want to come back and do this show, and come back and produce some new parodies and just be normal again. I haven't felt normal in a long time prior to, well, when the whole thing happened. It took me a long time to feel normal again. So, I'm glad I made it through. I think if I didn't, and everything happens for a reason, right? Because that first video that I recorded, I was very emotional. And I don't really need to be that way anymore because I'm not sad. I'm not really sad about anything. I'm very happy with the way my life has turned out in the last couple months. So, in the last year, it's been a very interesting time. I'm so much closer to my parents than I thought I would be. I'm so much closer to my brothers. The oldest I'm the oldest boy of 3, but I have an older sister, so it's 4 of us, but I'm the oldest boy.